Hello everyone, welcome to my another movie block. Although today I won't be necessarily talking about a movie. Instead, I'll be talking about a series for the first time. Now, this, in my personal opinion, is something that I actually really look forward to. And in that case, I won't be necessarily prolonging this any longer. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Before we begin, a little fair warning. This section contains spoilers, so if you'd like to see my spoiler free summary, then skip to this timeline, just to assure you. The first episode, called The Crawl, introduces us to Hawkins after the invasion by the Upside Down, which turned the city into a core zone controlled by the military. On the outside, military is trying to protect Hawkins from the horrors of Upside Down and Vecna's forces, but in reality they are there to capture Eleven and turn her into some kind of a biological weapon of sorts. In the meantime, our protagonists seek to capture Vecna once and for all, with Jim Harper and upcoming episodes 11 as well, descending into the Upside Down in order to map Vecna's location. But to successfully map the location, they need to be assisted and tracked from the right side up, something that Dustin is highly skilled at, but who can help them at the moment due to getting into a fight with the friends of now deceased Jason Carver. The real problems arise, however, in the episode 2, called The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler. Here, as the episode already tells us, Holly Wheeler, who is being starred by Vecna disguised as Mr. Whatsit, is kidnapped by the Demogorgons, as well as having both her mother and father being badly wounded by the Demogorgons. In the meantime, we discover that the fact that not only there's a large, fleshy well that surrounds all of Upside Down, but also that the vision Vecna showed to Nancy in Season 4 turned out to be true, with Vecna kidnapping Hawkins' children to use them as his quote-unquote vessels. This idea is further expanded on in the third episode, The Turnbow Trap. Here, it is shown that Holly, along with other several children, are supposed to be Vecna's vessels that will help him reshape the universe, with Derek Turnbow, a local bully at Hawkins' school, being his next victim. Derek is, however, drugged and kidnapped by our protagonist in order to tell him the truth about Mr. Watson. At first, he doesn't believe them, but after Will successfully find Demogorgons targeting their hideout, he changes his mind. During all of this, Holly is eventually transported into Henry's old house for containment. Following with episode 4, simply named Sorcerer, we see Holly reunite with Max, who remained alive in Camazotz, a sort of a psychic realm made up of Henry's memories. Back on the right side up, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan, all finally reunited with Dustin, manage to chase the Demogorgons back to Upside Down, where we also see Eleven's sister, Kali, used by the military as Eleven's kryptonite, quote-unquote. During all of this, Will's group infiltrate a military base back in Hawkins to free the children from Vecna, but unfortunately this ends catastrophically when Vecna manages to kidnap the children, even after Will gains his psychic powers of his own. Now, unfortunately, there's not much to talk about when it comes to episodes 5, 6, and 7, as they mostly work as the type of filler episodes where the protagonists try to finally express their true feelings and opinions on one another, including with the now very well known coming out scene for Will, which wasn't necessarily a problem for me, but that's just my opinion. But there are some actually good moments, such as the realization that the Upside Down is actually a wormhole leading to Vecna's Dimension X, and also Max finally getting out of coma. Finally, in the 8th and final episode, called The Right Side Up, our protagonists finally meet with Vecna in Dimension X for the last time. Though, the thing is that the quote-unquote true villain was actually the Mind Flayer all along, who not only possessed Henry when he was younger, but who also emerges as a gigantic arachnid lava-crack enormous kaiju, who is ultimately defeated by simple weaponry and fire, despite being presented as a all-knowing, all-seeing master deity. The show then ends with all of our characters finally living the lives they always wanted, and Hawkins rebuilt as a new, well-functioning town. Alright, so what would my personal ranking of Season 5 of Stranger Things be? 6 out of 10. As a casual viewer who's not a active member of the fan base and who has discovered the series quite recently, it was satisfactory, but in an almost mediocre way, in all honesty. Sure, we got the reborn mind flare, it was very cool. What about the Demogorgons? The Hellbats? Where were they during the final fight? The memes are being made out of this. Yeah, I know it's over and over and over again, but it's a good point. Also, the episodes 5, 6, and 7, their dialogues were almost like stretched out to an unnecessary point, if you understand. It's genuinely a filler. Like in anime, it's a filler episode. It doesn't surprise me, due to these factors, that the fanbase was disappointed. But if you're just a casual viewer who thinks about giving the series a try, as long as you do not expect anything that big or monumental from Season 5, it could be a fun watch. Also, a quick note, I will try to release a trailer for my new stop-motion video this week, and if I won't be able to make it this week, then it will release the following week. But yeah, that's it for this movie blog, or more like series blog, but you get the idea. With all this said, thank you all for watching, and until the next time, live long and prosper.